Hello, my name's Sienna, and today I'm going to be discussing why we should send addicts to rehabilitation centers instead of incarcerating them and sending them to jail. In the United States, addiction is a huge problem. Many describe addiction as a disease, but I'm struggling to think of any other disease or developmental disease that warrants treatment through incarceration. The criminal justice system is not the best way to connect nonviolent drug abusers to treatment options. Clearly, a person who struggles with addiction should have said treatment available to them at any time. Jail does not help addicts, so let's stop sending them there. Jail time does absolutely no good for nonviolent drug abusers. Think about it. You struggle with a disease that no one understands unless they've lived it. Many think addiction is a character problem, not a brain problem. So you struggle with addiction, you get caught up, and you get thrown into a concrete building with people who have actually committed hard crimes. If anything, while in jail, one learns to get more crooked. Drug abusers are 80% more likely to re-abuse drugs once released from jail. People who struggle with addiction deserve to have opportunities to rehabilitation. There are so many pros to treatment facilities. They majorly outweigh any possible pros that incarcerations may have. Firstly, initial drug treatment is less expensive than incarceration. Most states in the United States have to deal with substantial budget shortfalls at a time when the state is under increasing fiscal pressures due in part to a growing drug prisoner population. Because of the high cost of incarceration, this has resulted in insufficient resources being allocated to deal with the reasons why substance abusing offenders end up behind bars in the first place. Instead of incarcerating a struggling addict, the state can save money by sending them to a treatment facility. Taxpayers would save millions every year. Second, costs related to incarcerations are cut because people who are in recovery are less likely to commit expensive crimes or be arrested again. Drug addiction has become one of many social problems that we've regulated to the criminal justice system. Not only has it been proven that jails do not help people who struggle with addiction, it has also been proven that they make the issue at hand even worse. People have been incarcerated for non-violent drug crimes more times than not reoffend. Addicts who are not properly treated are more likely to use. Third, because the long-term health of each individual will be improved, the cost of healthcare for uninsured patients will drastically be reduced. The money to treat an addict who may be overdosed has to come from somewhere. This country could save millions if we would take the money we spent on jails and spent it on treatment centers. Drug abusers who get the treatment that is needed are less likely to reoffend, meaning a trickling effect of their actions. If an addict is no longer using, they are less likely to commit expensive crimes. They are less likely to be sent to the hospital, and they can become an everyday citizen. If we would just treat these human beings as we treat anyone else with a disease, it would drastically improve their quality of life and in turn save the country millions of dollars every year. And lastly, costs of law enforcement and court costs will be cut when crime rates drop and fewer arrests occur. If only 10% of drug-addicted offenders receive drug rehabilitation instead of jail time, the criminal justice system would save $4.8 billion compared to current costs. If 40% of addicted offenders received treatment instead of jail, those savings would rise to $12.9 billion. Instead of treating sick individuals like criminals, we can get them the help they need, and in turn, save this country billions of dollars.